Ted here, BigGoofyRunner, for January 10th, 2021. Gotta make sure I keep getting the year right. I had to fix a few thumbnails for these daily vlogs already because I was making the thumbnails still thinking 2020. The year that will never end. Biggest news for the last 24 hours is I've actually managed to run. Not once, but twice. Yeah, I ran yesterday in the evening. I was going to do it before supper, but I'm doing it after supper last night. And then I ran early this afternoon, just after lunchtime as well. So both those runs went well. A bit of a story for each one, I suppose. The run last night, I got on the treadmill knowing that the shoes that I've been wearing before, and I've talked a few times on the vlog here that I've had some issues with the ball of my right foot. And I was thinking potentially it was the shoes. So I tried a different pair of shoes. It was I went from a pair of Pegasus 35s that I've had for a while, and then I switched to a pair of Vomero 14s that I've also had for a while, but I didn't think were overly crazy on miles. They've got less cushioning than the Pegasus do, but I know they're good for running specifically. They've been good for me for running specifically. Goofy challenge I did in January 2020, so a year ago, essentially, this weekend, which, congrats to everyone that's been running the virtual races, but a year ago, but I haven't used them that much. I haven't run that much. So they've been just kind of sitting there, and it's like, okay, well, I know they were good for running. Let's give them a try. So I got on the treadmill, just figured I'd do a quick warm-up as a run, 5 miles an hour, just take it easy and just see what I've got. You know, am I going to rip my lungs out? What's going to happen? And about 3.5 minutes in, I had these shooting pains in my left knee, and it was just atrocious. I hadn't run into that in ages and ages. So I had to stop, and I went, okay, well, the only thing I've changed is the shoes. So I took off the Vomero 14s, and I didn't want to put back on the Pegasus 35s because they were a potentially known issue. So I switched to another pair of shoes I've got that don't have a huge amount of running miles on them. Not a huge amount of walking miles either. I got them just before all the lockdown stuff. So they've got some miles on them, but they're really pretty fresh from the running side of things. So I put those on. They are also a Pegasus 35, but they are Shields instead of their just a standard Pegasus 35. So with that, it's a slightly different covering for the foot. It's a little snugger, different lacing system. It makes it more like a sock almost. It's part of the waterproofing, the weatherproofing of the Shields shoe, and that made the whole shoe a little bit tighter, a little bit more form-fitting for the foot. Still good cushioning, maybe a little bit more rigid because they're for outside kind of stuff, but not overly noticeable on the treadmill. And I got on those. So I'd be done 3.5 minutes. I did another minute and a half at 5 miles an hour with those. Figured, that's not bad. Let's see what I can do. So I ended up doing the rest of a half an hour at a minute and a half at 6 miles an hour, and then a 30-second 4 mile an hour walk. And that was not bad. The nice thing about the run walk for those kind of things when you're trying to get some speed and stuff like that is it not only is it more than valid training technique and things like that, but it pushes your lungs a little bit harder. It can get you into it's a little bit like the high intensity training stuff where it'll push your system a little bit more rather than just trying to coast at an even speed. There are valid reasons for each one. On the treadmill, I like doing the high speed, low speed, high speed, low speed. It helps kill the time. So that was good. It made the half an hour go by pretty quick. I felt good after. The ball of my right foot's fine. The issues with my left knee and the shooting pains disappeared instantly as soon as I used the different shoes. So that was good. So that almost made me excited to get on the treadmill today. So I got on, gave it a try, and I didn't do a 5-minute warm-up. Instead, for warm-ups, I did some arm curls and some shoulder weights. Just not heavy weights or anything like that, but just something I could do relatively quickly enough to get the blood moving a little bit and maybe get the lungs and heart started as well. And so not a huge cardio warm-up, but it still got the system moving, got me woken up. So then I got on the treadmill, and instead of having a 5-minute warm-up there, I did 2 minutes at 6 miles an hour and then 30 seconds at 4 mile an hour. And I did that right through a half an hour as well. So I got further today than I did yesterday in that same half an hour by a little bit. So not huge mileage, but it's huge to do 2 days in a row for me for running while still feeling good and stuff like that. So it's all significant positives there. So that's good. That's going to be good for the motivation. That's going to keep me going. We'll see what happens as we go forward, but that's good. It's all done, all sorted out, so that's good too. And then, yeah, went and cut my hair after that, and so hopefully I got it relatively even. I think I got the beard offset, but if I was particularly vain about that, I'd also do something about the one white eyebrow hair that will probably sparkle a little bit on the video. So it's good. It's gives motivation. Basically there was no negative consequence to doing the exercising. That means I don't have any excuses to not do it again. So that's good. And then yeah, cut my hair, shower, that kind of thing, and then back down here and recording the video. So it's going to be 2 to 3 hours earlier than what I normally do on a normal day so far. So it also gets out of the way. Means my evening is free. I don't have to worry about trying to get this all done before supper and things like that. So that is one thing with the daily vlogs, is finding the timing. So definitely don't want any of this YouTube-y stuff interfering with my actual work. So I get done at work about 4 o'clock, and then I just kind of scoot over computers and try and record something really fast. And then quick edit, post it up. So I'm not spending a lot of time editing, not spending a lot of time really planning out what I'm saying. I'm just kind of speaking off the cuff. And, by the time I get it done, then it's supper, and I got to make sure the video got all sorted out, and then it's up for like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's not hard work, and it doesn't necessarily even take a really long time unless my editing software crashes or something like that, and which has happened once so far in this. But it does take time, which, with YouTube, you've got to put the time in, you got to put the effort in to make that growth. There just may be too much time put in to do daily for, say, the whole year, like I kind of thought maybe might be nice. So I'm still going to push through January to do that, see how it all sits, everything all works together, and then maybe I'll move it down to Saturday and Sunday for sure, and then 3 days a week on the weekdays, or 2 days a week during the weekdays. Something like that, to a more regular schedule that's easier to fit in while still trying to get the running exercises in and all the weights and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that all goes. But anyway, that was super positive. Do have concerns with the treadmill, though. I've kind of commented before and said other things on different media and different locations. Like, I've done some live streaming on Twitch while on the treadmill, and yeah, I've got major complaints about the treadmill we have. It's a bit over 5 years now. We've had to fix it a couple times. It's a robust machine, but it's got some significant problems, some of them safety type problems. Like, the way its touch screens and its buttons work is you'll hit, say, speed up, and you'll go up 0.1 mile an hour, and it won't take. So you do it again, it won't take. And then you hit it again, and it might go up 0.1 that third time, or it might go up 0.3 to count up for all three, or it might go up 3 miles an hour. You don't know what it's going to do. And it's one thing for the speed up, because you just step off and you're safe, but when the slow down and you expect it to slow down and it doesn't, and your legs are already starting to slow down because you assumed the slowdown was going to work, it becomes a bit of an issue to deal with. So we just really don't like this thing. I've had it crash on me too. It's got iFit software on it, the application that basically drives everything and tracks everything. And I've had that application crash and get corrupted, and basically it made the treadmill just a brick. You couldn't do it for anything. It was just, what did I say, like a 500-pound tablet in the end. Like that underpowered Android tablet. It was just not good. Now, the instructions on how to fix that on the manufacturer's site included a link to a copy of the software to re-download it for the Android tab, but then the link didn't work. It was going off their site and couldn't get any real help there. So I ended up finding a YouTube video where somebody else had it linked somewhere else not even on the manufacturer's site. And normally I wouldn't grab a third-party copy of the software, but it was my only option at that point, and it fixed the treadmill and it's going okay now. And it's done updates since without too many issues, but now it's pretty much every time either my wife or I go to get on the treadmill, the software on it has crashed. It has to be restarted. So today before the run, I actually had to power off the treadmill, power it back on to get the application to run. Did I say that this morning? That was yesterday. I had to do that, so I wasn't even sure if it was going to run. So I don't think that treadmill is going to last much longer. We don't like it. It feels awful running on it actually most of the time. Most treadmills will lie to you and tell you you're better than you are. This one lies to you and tells you you're way worse than you are, and no matter how hard you push, it just seems to be working against you all the time. There's nothing joyous or uplifting about running on that treadmill. And now some people will say that's every treadmill's like that, but it's not. That hasn't been the case for me. Every treadmill I've had before this, and it used to be that I was going through a treadmill every 2 years or so. I mean, the number of miles I would put on them, the number of miles I put on them, I'd wear out these treadmills after a couple of years, it'd be off warranty, and I'd get another one. What we paid for this one, it's lasted twice as long as the other treadmills, but we paid twice as much, and we haven't enjoyed using it at all. So we're gonna adjust how we do what we're gonna get for our treadmill the next time when this one finally goes. And I'm starting to do the research because I don't think it's gonna last much longer. So that's interesting. We'll have to get a new treadmill eventually here, but and hopefully that will help with motivation as well. Yeah. So what else here? Not much else going on since the video yesterday. I covered the running. I covered the shoe issues and how that's all working. What else? I mean, it's just the weekend, so we're taking it easy. Nothing else we can do anyway. Most things are closed around here besides stores buying essential items right now. Just gonna ride out the Christmas extra wave on the COVID at this point. Some minor changes to my setup here. This morning, firmed up some connections on the monitor stand here, and I moved my microphone stand. Normally I've had my microphone stand over here on the right, just right against the wall, and I bring the microphone out and it sits here underneath the camera view while I talk. But that covers up where my keyboard is and can make it difficult to do stuff type while I'm talking on this thing. It kind of blocks my view a little bit, and especially of the keyboard and things like that. So I've now moved the monitor stand up here, the microphone stand up here, and have the microphone coming down instead. Now it should be outside the camera view. I'm pretty sure it is at this point. But it is a little further away from my mouth now. So I've done some adjustments and hopefully it sounds okay. We'll see after we've finished recording. A bunch of tests say it should be good, but we'll see how that all goes. We'll see if we adjust that again. That is one of the things with working from home and being in this space where I do my personal hobbies, like some of the YouTube stuff, and my work. I'm in here constantly thinking about how to improve the efficiency, how to make it work a little bit better, how to make it a little bit more comfortable, how to make it a little bit more clean, a little bit easier on the brain, because there's a lot of stuff in here. There's, all the metals and all that kind of stuff. Like, they are memories, they are good things, they are things that are here. Everything that's here is here for a reason, but somebody walking in is going to look and go, holy crap, it's cluttered. And yeah, I can see that. And if I'm frustrated or stressed, it feels cluttered to me too. Now, on the other side of that too is because they're all good memories and they're all good things for everything hanging on the wall, they can take me out of the stress sometimes. So that's good too. Well, I think that is it for today's video. That's going to be a little bit longer because I actually had something to think about, but woohoo, I actually ran today, so that is pretty awesome. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. It should be coming out tomorrow. Thanks for watching.